Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is the Ripper Danny B, and welcome to Raw! Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall, and if Becky Lynch should win this contest, she will be added to the Raw Women's Championship match at Money in the Bank. Introducing the competitors first, from Dublin, Ireland, she is the Irish Lass Kicker, Becky Lynch. This opportunity came about for Lynch as she picked up a huge win over current Raw Women's Champion Nia Jax a couple of weeks ago. You saw the COO Triple H introducing the Money in the Bank competitors earlier on this evening. Well, he made this matchup and our main event this evening all matches that could shake up the complexion of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Her opponent this evening, she is the #1 contender to the Raw Women's Championship, the real deal, Emma. She picked up a big win a couple of weeks ago. Now the real deal is back. In fact, it was only last week, wasn't it? Picked up a huge win. Now she's back tonight, ready for a fight. Becky Lynch is trying to come up in her territory, trying to make that match a triple threat. Emma's having none of it. She doesn't want Becky anywhere near that title match. She doesn't want any excuses, which is surprising when you consider the fact that the champion is Nia Jax. You know, maybe Emma could have seen an opportunity for an easier way out against Becky Lynch, but it ain't gonna happen. This match is on. You know these two want to prove themselves quite desperately, and look at Becky Lynch there. Now that isn't a shock, that shouldn't be a shock to anyone, that Lynch has immediately gone to the arm. She's going to try and use those kind of moves to weaken the arm of Emma in aid of using the disarmer later on, but right now it's Emma who's turning it against Lynch. She managed to get the upper hand back of this matchup, but Becky Lynch finds a counter there. It's an interesting clash of styles here. Neither of these two have what I would call a defined wrestling style, but I wouldn't say that they're that polar opposite either, so this should be a good one all in all. Becky Lynch is, of course, a former tag team champion in the women's division many times, well, twice now, I believe. But, of course, no women's division since the rebirth of the WWE Universe mode. There's no tag team division anymore. It's all about singles competition for the women. And now Becky Lynch is going to try and make Emma pay. Emma having none of it. Look at that. Converted that Bexplex attempt into that DDT, and now Emma has taken control of this matchup again. Emma, of course, herself is a former Patriot champion, CWR Patriot champion. She now looks to rise to the top of the pile here on Raw. to become Raw Women's Champion. Now look at that missile drop kick there. Emma definitely in control of this one, but Becky Lynch turns it around, and look at that, nice hip toss. Nice arm drag, should I say. Got it completely messed up there. Emma's fighting back though. You see a lot of back and forth action between these two. They know each other relatively well. They've been in many wars, not so much here on Raw since Raw restarted, but back in the CWR days, these two, they've fought on the same side and on opposite sides many times. They've been intertwined a lot, quite frankly. Emma is now putting the punishment on Lynch, but it seems like every time I got to say something about that, Becky Lynch turns it right around, and now it's the Irish Lass Kicker who's in control. Coming off that rope with that leg drop, she's going to go for there's the second one, twisted around, drops the other side, goes straight for the cover now on Emma. There's 1, 2. Emma able to kick out. Becky Lynch has everything to gain here. Emma has everything to lose. And again, I say that, but it's a bit weird saying that, because when you're up against Nia, you would think that there is more to gain from having another opponent in there, somebody who's a little easier to beat, somebody who, Nia could do a lot of damage to, and then you could, sneak in and take the victory. I mean, that's what I would do anyway. But right now, Becky Lynch looking to make sure she gets herself into that matchup, making sure she gets a shot to be Raw Women's Champion. Emma fighting desperately against it, and I can't necessarily see why, but pride is everything on occasion. A little bit of momentum going into that match wouldn't hurt either. So, besides, we've seen Emma pull off some incredible things in the past. Maybe, just maybe, she could dethrone Nia Jax. It could happen. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, it has happened once before. Thinking about it now, back at the CWR Night of Champions, I believe Emma actually dethroned Nia Jax from the Patriot title position, although that was in a fatal 4-way matchup, which of course did include Miss Lynch here. So maybe Emma has something to prove. Maybe she wants to prove she can beat Nia one-on-one, but right now she's not going to get that opportunity, because Becky Lynch, with that incredible kick, has taken control. Emma's in trouble. There's 2. Emma able to get the shoulder up just as the referee's hand hits for the 2 count. But that drop kick there from Becky Lynch asserts the dominance as she stays in control of this one. And again, I seem to be the curse of the words here, because Emma has just turned it around. And look at this now from Lynch, pulling a load of tricks out of the bag. I wouldn't even know what to call that. It seems kind of like modified gory. I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know what to call that. Either way, Becky Lynch now back in control of this thing, and you can see her using her technical prowess, using her submission abilities to her advantage. Emma, though, was able to fight out, and in that temporary moment, Emma was able to take control again. And I know what I mean. You know my words don't always come out right. Oh, look at that though, top rope, missile drop kick. Becky Lynch got all of it, and now Lynch, the last kicker, going for the cover. We've got 1, 2. You see the difference in styles here as well. Lynch seems to be going for the covers a lot. Maybe she's hoping to sneak a victory away from Emma, stun her long enough to take the victory home. Lynch, I would have to say, has been in control of the majority of this matchup. It was bound to happen, wasn't it? Emma keeps fighting back, but it seems to be, Becky Lynch who manages to stay on offense for longer periods of time. Emma, though, seems to want to turn that around and gets Lynch into the corner. She's got her down, and this could be bad news for Becky Lynch. There's the sandwich from Emma. The Aussie steamroller just connected, absolutely squashed Becky Lynch. Lynch hasn't properly moved yet, and now Emma, instead of going for the cover, has continued the attack. Maybe she's thinking, I thought she might be this Michinoku style driver. There it is. Emma drives her down. Here's the cover. There's 1, 2, 3. You see what I mean about Emma? Lynch did have the control for the majority of that matchup. When you look at the time stats, Lynch will have the higher percentage, but Emma, when she came back at the end there, it was good and gone. She hit one big move and it was enough to stun Lynch. I mean, look at that side step enziguri. Absolutely beautiful, would have knocked most women's heads off. But Emma was having none of it. The referee right in position there, happily able to see. And in fact, he didn't even get to the 2 count there. He didn't quite hit. Look at that missile drop kick there. The knees came all the way up to the chest, extended fully upon impact, driving Emma's head into the canvas, but still no. And then the Emma Might sandwich, as it was once called, turned into that Michinoku driver. The real deal driver. And there you have it. Lynch. She did actually kick out at the very last second there, but it was too late. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner. And still the sole #1 contender, Emma. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is your main event this evening. Introducing first, he is the WWE Universal Champion, the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. For the first time since the return to Monday Night Raw, Bray Wyatt is in singles action this evening, just a few short days away from his Universal title defense at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. But the big question is, who will he be defending the Universal Championship against? A number of weeks ago, in the very first episode back, I believe, Sheamus was able to defeat Dean Ambrose and Cesaro to become #1 contender to the Universal title. But last week, in a match lower down the card, Goldust picked up a decisive win over the #1 contender, leading Triple H to make this following matchup, which could have huge implications on the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. His opponent this evening being accompanied to the ring by R-Truth from Hollywood, California, weighing in at 265 pounds. The Bizarre One, Goldust. Goldust has been given a golden opportunity, forgive the pun tonight, because with a big win over Sheamus, Triple H has afforded the veteran an opportunity to punch his card to Money in the Bank if Goldust defeats the Eater of Worlds in one-on-one competition this evening. That Universal title match at Money in the Bank becomes a triple threat match, and can you imagine the state of the WWE if this man, the Bizarre One, becomes Universal Champion? It could happen. Bray Wyatt, though, is not going to allow his matchup to become a triple threat. Now, this is different to the match we just saw with the women in one very important way. It's the champion himself here who is fighting to keep the match a singles. Last time, Nia Jax had to watch. She just had to sit back and watch because she was the one pinned. This time, it was the #1 contender. Hence why Goldust is having to jump through another hoop here this evening against the Universal Champion. But I can just imagine the state of the WWE if it happens. And you see a big suplex there from Goldust. Never count out the Bizarre One. Never ever count out the Bizarre One. He is an incredible athlete, former WWE Intercontinental Champion in his own right. Of course, in the universe mode, Goldust has never been that successful. He's had a few chances to really kind of make it to the top, and he's never truly taken advantage of those moments. But another one has been afforded to him this evening. We're going to see if he can take advantage of it. Goldust now in control of Bray Wyatt. But Wyatt turns it right around. Two big, odd powerhouses here. This is an incredible classic. And look at that! Classic Goldust there from... should I say? Classic move there from Goldust. I know what I meant. Goldust went for the elbow off the ropes. Bray Wyatt was having absolutely none of it. And there's the Uranagi Slam from the Eater of Worlds. Bray Wyatt, of course, cashing in Money in the Bank. CWR Money in the Bank to become what was then CWR World Heavyweight Champion. A win that would instantly translate to him to become a Universal Champion amongst the closure of the Revolution. He now heads up the Raw brand. Bray Wyatt, of course, won the Royal Rumble as well in Universe Mode a little while back. 2016, a Royal Rumble winner, only one of two men to have ever won a Royal Rumble in my Universe Mode. The other, of course, the man that gravity forgot, is Neville. Bray Wyatt trying to finally take opportunity. Well, he did. He finally took opportunity into his own hands when he cashed in that Money in the Bank. And now, here's the cover. There's 1, 2. Referee's hand almost came down for the 2 there. Goldust able to kick the shoulder up. And now the big veteran, the 260-pounder, climbing up to the middle rope following that clothesline. Goes for the elbow. Bray Wyatt having none of it, but Goldust able to follow up. Not too much trouble. Look at this from Goldie. Just keeps pushing, keeps trying to slow him down there. But Bray Wyatt is an enigma, certainly. Yes, Goldust knows a little something about that, but Bray Wyatt is something else altogether. We've got to cover here from the Eater of World. There's, again, I think a 2 count. The referee did call it a 2 there. I didn't see the hand hit for the 2nd count, but the referee called it a 2 all the same. Not that it matters, because the only number that really matters is 3. Especially for Goldust. Russian leg sweep there. Classic old school move from this veteran. It's just, as R-Truth watches on, you've got to think, what would Raw be like if Goldust was not only able to pick up the win here tonight, but carry on to Money in the Bank and pick up a huge win in that Universal title match? What would the state of Monday Night Raw be like with Goldust as champion? Stranger things have happened, man, but you know, it's not something I truly want to think about, but it could be happening here. Curtain call from Goldust. 1, 2. Bray Wyatt pops the shoulder up. You heard the crowd there started going ballistic for the Bizarre One, because his moment was there. His opportunity was there. But Bray Wyatt, too resilient. Goldie still, look at him, trying to find ways back into this thing. Not allowing himself to be taken down. There's a face buster there. Leg sweep face buster. And now the Bizarre One. And look at this crowd. They are on their feet. Everybody is behind Goldust. Could this be it? Goldust is going to go for it. And I do apologize. That's the curtain call. 1, 2. No. Oh my God. Goldust hit it. Goldust hit it with everything he had. He hit it flush. He hit it 100%. but Bray Wyatt was able to roll the shoulder up. But look at Goldust staying on top of this thing. 260 pounds from the top rope with that fist drop. Goldie is all over this thing, and this crowd is absolutely palpable right now. They are alive, but Bray Wyatt is back in this thing. Spit out, rib breaker. Bray Wyatt immediately into the cover. There's one. Goldust kicks out. Goldust returning the favor now. He's staying alive in this thing despite Bray Wyatt's best efforts. This means everything to Goldie. And he's showing that here tonight. But Bray Wyatt is in control of this thing. And Bray, as you can imagine, slowing this thing right down. But it could be good night. No, Bray Wyatt decided not to go for it then in that moment. I thought he was going to. There's the dream. There's the drop. Bray Wyatt sent on. And now Goldust fighting back despite that punishment he's just taken. Crucifix roll up. 1, 2, 3, no. Bray Wyatt just gets the shoulder up. Bray Wyatt knee to the skull. Knee right to the bridge of the nose. He's the eater of worlds. And Goldust again kicks the legs out. Goldie could be onto something here, but Bray Wyatt is not allowing it. Neither one of these men wants to go up. Both of these men doing everything in their power to stay in this thing. Exploder suplex by Bray Wyatt into the cover. 1, 2, 3. No, Goldie rolls the shoulder up. That was a laboured roll up, but it was still a kick out from Goldust. But Bray Wyatt, I think, has had enough in the corner. The Eater of Worlds. Bray is going to kill you. Goldust into the trap. There's the kiss. Sister Abigail. 1, 2, 3. What a match. These two putting everything on the line. Goldust searching for that final chance, potentially his final moment. We don't know how many more chances Goldust is going to have at the top of the pack. One of the greatest to have never been a world champion, and he was fighting tonight. He was fighting for everything, fighting for that golden opportunity, but Bray Wyatt was resilient. And in the end, Goldust proved that he deserves to hang with the big boys. He always has done, but one Sister Abigail, and the golden one turned to dust. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the WWE Universal Champion, Bray Wyatt. Oh my god, it's Sheamus. Sheamus, the #1 contender. He's in the ring. He's attacking Bray Wyatt. Wyatt did not see him coming, was celebrating his win over Goldust, and you see the difference maker with Wyatt not bringing out his cronies. There was no Eric Rowan, no Luke Harper, no Braun Strowman, nobody here to protect him. And now Sheamus taking on that moment of opportunity. Sheamus has him up. White Noise delivering a statement with only a few days away. We're only a few days away from Money in the Bank, and Sheamus looks to climb that mountain one more time with a bro kick. Sheamus makes an impact. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is the Ripper Danny B. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in a couple of days for SmackDown. Take care and keep it sweet.